Hi, Marcy. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Grifter. Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you guys can hear me. Perfect. Just give me one moment to get set up here. This is very much an impromptu stream. Hey, Marcy. Hold on one second. Perfect. Just getting everything set up. I'm waiting for Downpour to come to. Hit Flagstaff here. Perfect. I'm very much in a bare bones setup here, so apologies on that. Yeah, you got some thunderstorms down there for sure, all across. Got some pretty big downpours coming into the Phoenix area in just a moment. The ERRR has the convection really exploding once it hits the mountains here. So we're going to see if that happens. All right, well. Just going to give it a minute here. We have about probably 10 minutes before rain starts hitting here. I am just a little south of Flagstaff. Wasn't planning on going live today, I'm not gonna lie. But I was up in Flagstaff for business. And I was gonna catch the downpours and stay at a hotel up here. But then the McDonald's next to my hotel, someone started firing off gunshots like right behind my room. It was wild. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to get in my car and get away from that. Just give me a moment here. Supposed to get rain in Oklahoma, Tammy? Well, good. Yeah, you guys need it. Alright, hold on. Just be a minute. So hopefully we'll get some good rain in a moment, but I just figured since I'm now stuck in my car, I would test. I have a few new connections to see how it holds up in this rain before tomorrow and Saturday, which looks like Saturday is going to go big. All right, just waiting for it to come here. How's everyone doing tonight? Get my canoe ready. Yeah, totally. It's going to be a crazy couple of days. yeah, it's going to be a lot of rain, and I think we're going to have a lot more severe potential starting on Saturday as well. The HRRR, the 0C, really fired off some interesting looking cells across the Phoenix metro, so that's probably where I'll stay. I also promised my family I'd be home that evening because we're gonna enjoy fall break together this week, and I will be offline. Alright, so rain should be coming pretty soon here. It's very slow moving, which, you know, you would expect from flooding potential. Yeah, Saturday is going to be really nasty. I'm looking right now. I'll look at the newest. Yeah, looking at the 0Z HRRR run. If you're looking on, right now I'm on Weather Front. But at 22Z, or 21Z to 23Z, which is the afternoon, there's some pretty, as of right now, pretty nasty looking cells firing off, both down by Maricopa and in North Scottsdale, Carefree area. Pretty nicely sheared environment too. No, it's not snow, Tammy, I wish. I can't wait to come up here to do some snow chasing in the winter, though. Yeah. All right. I do hope we get some snow soon, though. That would be awesome. I think what I am going to do is just mosey back to Flag a little bit so I'm in a little brighter area. So right now I'm just south of Flagstaff. I'm about to get on Highway 17. It does. I can see how it looks like that. Yeah, it was wild. Yeah, it's just, so I was at my hotel in Flag, and I walked to the Target to pick something up. And as I'm walking back, talking to my wife on the phone by the McDonald's right next to my motel, I hear 4 gunshots fire off, and I was far away enough. I didn't see anyone. But, you know, everyone came running out, and then there's like 10 million police officers around. But I decided, since they couldn't find anyone, and I wasn't too impressed with my motel, I won't name them, but didn't have like a deadbolt on the door, I'm like, you know, I'm good. So we are heading back into Flag. Right behind me is this rain coming in, taking its sweet, sweet time. I'll get off on the next overpass. Flagstaff I absolutely love. I grew up in the mountains in Colorado when I was a kid. So it just feels right to be. Yeah, it was pretty wild. I've been in a couple close range gun situations, and they're never fun. So I just had no interest in being a part of that. Plus, like, if there's someone running around causing trouble, I don't really want my Starlink stolen off the top of my car while I'm sleeping. And I only live 2 hours away, so I'll just go back home once this rain passes. Oh, here we go. It's just wash from this guy in front of me. Alright, reflectivity of this rain, just like the models we're showing, is starting to pick up. If you're following along. Well, let me put my spotter dot on too. Sorry, I can't say I'm my most organized right now. Very much impromptu. I just figured I would. Alright, spotter dot should be on. We'll update in a minute. Alright, rain incoming. Yeah, the storms are training. It looks like there's going to be a decent amount of flooding. I tell you what, the models, Marcy, you're right. Models didn't pick it up. EZ does its own thing. I can't imagine there is a lot of historical data for the models to go off of when it comes to remnant hurricane hitting Phoenix. This is just coming right this way. I'll probably just go for a little bit here. I wouldn't be mad if we got some lightning too. I don't know if I'm really going to get that, but the storms start intensifying. I think we might. Flagstaff is such a cool town. I gotta tell you, I went to the Target and it's such a college town. I think I was the oldest person in that Target, guys. Alright, so if you're tuning in, I'm just by Flagstaff Airport. Thank you, Marcy. Spotter dot activated so you can follow me. Rain should be coming in any minute now. Alright, before the rain comes in, give me 1 minute. Oh. Adding insult to injury, one of my tire light came on. And I think it's just the elevation change. So I'm just going to take care of it real quick before I get rained on. It's the secret part you never get to see about storm chasing is all the maintenance. Alright. I'll be back. I'll leave the car running here. I'm sure I'll be fine if something's wrong with the tire. I got a spare. And everything to fix it. I'll be right back. Note to self, turn off the There we go. Like I said, probably just the air pressure change. Wow, this rain is moving slow. Goodness gracious. Thanks everyone for tuning in so late at night too. You know, hit that like and subscribe please, but I'm really just here to have a good time for a few minutes and see what this rain is about. Should be literally starting any minute. Should be impacting Flagstaff right on. If you're not familiar with Flagstaff, it's just north of Phoenix, about 2 hours. And what's cool about it is the elevation is 7,000 feet, and it is just an absolute gorgeous alpine city. It's where the Olympic running teams do their training at a facility here. It's Mount Humphreys, which I've hiked up. It's a tough hike. 10 or 12,000 feet. All right. Might be a bit of a late night. That's okay. Slowly starting to pick up here. Like I said, as soon as it hits the mountains here, I think you're gonna seeing intensification. We're about a mile outside of the main drag of Flagstaff. So should give us a little more light as well. I will not be going by that McDonald's. No, sir. Beautiful pines. Yeah, I wish I could show you right now. I just love the feeling of a high altitude. It just feels so good. Yeah, those storms really are training along the 101 down south. That's crazy. This is just the start, too. A pretty prolific weekend. Gonna do, since this area can flip pretty quickly, is it starts raining pretty hard. I have a few higher elevation spots I really like. Welcome to Flagstaff. Dear. Police presence. Ambulance, I wonder if that's connected. Yeah, like I said, something went down. Now there's like 80 million cops in the area. Yeah, this rain is just taking its sweet time getting here, which means it's gonna go for a while. I can't wait to curl up in bed. Not gonna lie, I was about to curl up and watch Sports Center and maybe live stream from my hotel balcony, but here we are. Show must go on. Around here should get a pretty good view, and there's a couple good places to hang out. I'm just gonna cruise by this. I'm gonna cruise by the McDonald's here to see if there's anything happening there. What it looked like is there was a shooting, and then whoever was involved left. The police were just like looking around for any evidence. They didn't look like there was anyone hurt there. Wow, they've already cleared up the tape. Oh, nope, they're still going. That was... Alright, here we go. Rain is starting. Oh, I see a great spot, actually. I'll go this way. it's kind of wild. I feel like we're going to get more hurricane than most of the people who were waiting for hurricanes on the East Coast. Perfect. Nice open area. Watch the rain fall. Once it gets going, you should be able to see it here. Roll down the window too. We might be getting some lightning very soon here if these storms intensify. I can't believe they're taking so long. What are you gonna do? Carol, there was lightning an hour ago. Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're going to get quite the show either tomorrow night or especially Saturday. The big event. Hey, Cosmic. Good to see you. For those of you who just tuned in, I'm in Flagstaff. You can follow me on my spotter dot. Waiting for some storms coming in. Models showed things intensifying within the next hour. Just going to look at the newest HRRR run. Radar's aligning with that pretty well. No, I was just I'm a storm spotter. I was parking it for. You want me to move on or?
No, you're good.
Okay.
I just want to make sure you're good.
Oh, I'm good. Yeah, I'm just watching the rain.
You're not doing any overnight parking.
Oh no, absolutely not. I plan to watch the rain and then go home.
Oh, you're good then.
Cool. All right.
Good night, all right?
You too. Thank you. All right. Okay. Well, that's funny. News. Yeah, Carol, I'm going to be chasing tomorrow and Saturday much more formally. This is kind of my informal. Though I tell you right now, the newest modeling says this is going to be weak at best. It's about to fall apart. So if that is the case, maybe what I'll do is just drive down 17 and head back to Phoenix right now, since I'm not too concerned about the rain levels coming down the mountain. But I'm just gonna get out of my car and take some video of the rainfall here. I'll be right back. intensifying down in the Verde Valley. Let's get to the Verde Valley. I like the Verde Valley. As long as they stick to 17, flooding is not going to be an issue. What's the Thanos line? Reality is often disappointing. It's all good. We'll get some rain here. I don't need those at full whack. Security guard was nice. He was just making sure I wasn't car camping, which I totally have. Yep. Just heading south. I want to thank all of you too for the viewership and the super chats. I bought a second battery for my car here, which was so helpful, or so helpful for keeping things running, making sure that the car has an extra level of redundancy. Plus, when I shut things off to get gas, the live stream keeps going. Starlink keeps going, which is awesome. So, again, thank you. And this is the McDonald's. You can see police presence there still. Ah, nope, they're done. Business must continue. Oh, my Topo Chico just exploded. Sad day. Again, thank you for tuning in. Just heading south towards the Verde Valley and hit 17 here. Work my way back home. We're actually house sitting a second dog right now, my neighbor's mini poodle. He's my dog's boyfriend. Really cute dog. Yeah, I mean, ick Mickey D's. And I gotta tell you, speaking of reality being disappointing, the new snack wraps, man, did they taste way better 20 years ago, or have our taste buds just evolved? I don't know. Well, and thank you to all of you who watched my my long form video of the North Dakota chase I did back in June 20th, where I chased the Jamestown Valley City and very shortly from a distance the Enderlin EF5, which I've never been so jump scared by a tornado in my life. I just did not expect a mega wedge to drop so quickly, and it happened fast. That was one of my favorite chases of the year, just mainly because of how long it was and just how many stages there were to it. You know, Gary was amazing, but it happened pretty, you know, there were two great tornadoes, but it felt a lot quicker. There were just multiple stages of things happening. Oh, thank you, Marcy. Yeah, that was a fun chase. That one, it was funny because I was, that week, I'd started in Minnesota, went to South Dakota, went down to Nebraska, and then all the way down to Oklahoma and Texas. And then I was starting to drive home to see my wife, and I was in Amarillo. And I saw the upgrade to a hatch to risk, 10% hatch. Because I had originally thought it was going to be more of a derecho, which, I mean, I like derechos, but I'm not going to drive across the country for them. But then I'm like, well, if conditions align perfectly, there's going to be some big tornadoes ahead of it. So I drove from Amarillo to Pierre, South Dakota in one day to get into position. I started at like noon, so I ended up getting to my hotel at like 2 a.m. Totally worth it. All right, rain is picking up now. But yeah, that day was wild because it was very much a boom or bust kind of day, because the cape values were off the chart, the wind shear was off the chart, but the cap was super strong. And there have been a series of blue sky busts in North Dakota all season. There's a famous photo of some of the top chasers at a North Dakota gas station this summer, all just hanging out. They're there for like 4 hours when nothing happened. But this time, everyone was waiting and waiting and waiting for that North Dakota thing to happen. And then a lot of chasers, they cut and run and they went west to chase the derecho. And they were out of position for the Jamestown tornado. So then I just remember seeing, one little cumulus just like burst in this blue sky. And that moment I knew, all right, this is a tornado day. So I got right under that cell and just watched it grow. And then another one popped up to its south. So there were two supercells hugging each other. Produced a couple really powerful tornadoes. One of which I almost drove into. That was wild. And then once the derecho got closer, it nudged, the outflow nudged the southern supercell, and that's how Enderlin happened. And it happened so fast. Marcy, yeah, I was in the Subaru Forester for the North Dakota chase. I was chasing mainly in that last season, or last summer, or this last summer, you know what I mean. My wife's car, she let me use it. I drove the kids to Minnesota for the summer and then just took it everywhere and racked up like 30,000 miles on it. Yeah, that car then saved my butt on that tornado because I was able to pivot away really fast, and that's why I was like, I gotta get lifts on my Prius, so if I need to exit in a not so great way, I can. But yeah, that Forester, great chase vehicle. I'll probably use it again during my time in the Northern Plains next summer. Ultimately, my dream... Hey Cam, thank you so much for joining. If you're just tuning in, we are driving south from Flagstaff towards the Verde Valley for a lot of rain. It's picking up. Kim Twister, good to see you. Thank you so much for joining on the first night. This is really just the warm-up, and I'm testing all the gear. But, I can't say no to good training cells. Yeah, for those of you just tuning in, I'll give you a little rundown of what the next couple of days are going to look like. So today we have training rain, which means rainstorms that are just moving one after the other, causing localized flooding from Flagstaff down to the Phoenix area. And then tomorrow, more of the same, higher thunderstorm potential. And then as of right now, Saturday has the highest ceiling in terms of what we could see from severe weather. As of right now. And And then, Sunday and Monday also look pretty promising as well. PDS truck. Watch out for elk signs right here. If you see elk, let me know. Yeah, Southeast Arizona is definitely going to get nailed. Again, I just got to applaud the state of Arizona for getting more hurricane action than pretty much the whole East Coast. Go team. I'm curious to see if we're going to get any other chasers from out east descending onto Phoenix this weekend, because some of the soundings I was pulling just in my neck of the woods in Scottsdale for Saturday on the HRRR were looking pretty nasty. And there's still time. Rain definitely picking up here. Lots of fog as well. Yeah, don't chase unless you have a high clearance boat. Yeah. This is one of those chase setups where I'm going to be like extra cautious about what roads I pick. I can be as excited as I want about lifts on a Toyota Prius, but I'm still driving a Prius. Like I said, the car feels so much higher now. It was like super weird to get into it. Absolutely, Tammy. Main roads only. I almost had to bail out some chasers in South Dakota back in August. Luckily, they backed up because I rented a Jeep and I was struggling in a super high precipitation storm. And they're like in oh gosh, like a really tiny old, not a Pontiac, but that kind of, like, yeah, it's not going to cut it. So dark. Oh, I just love the rain. Scuba gear needed. Yeah, my family and I we're going to do Hawaii for a few days over fall break, and so I have a bunch of scuba gear now, or snorkeling gear, sorry. So I should throw that in my car before Saturday. Connect the GoPro to OBS. Now, disclaimer, never swim in floodwater, please. Don't take this as an endorsement. There's nothing worse than floodwater. Oh, I love a rainy night too. That's why I wanted to stream. So we can get that nice rainy night. Let's see. I'm gonna roll down the window a little bit just so you can hear the wind on the non-raining side. My apologies that if I'm not checking the chat too much for the next few minutes, I just need to focus on the road through this construction. Holy construction, Batman. Whew. I'm free, I'm free. Alright, rain is starting to pick up now. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. If you're following me on Spotter Network, I am heading south from Flagstaff into the Verde Valley. Hey Jared, thank you so much for joining. Just heading south on I-17, going back to the Phoenix metro area. Like I said, just giving this a nice practice stream on this before this weekend. Changed a couple of settings. Added another phone to improve the connection during inclement weather. Starlink does not like heavy precipitation or heavy cloud bases. I love the Verde Valley so much. Hopefully we can do a stream during daylight of it, because, gosh. Some Sedona thunderstorms. Whew. Just beautiful. Just, start my live stream at, like, Maynard's Coffee Shop in, Cottonwood. Queen Bee Vinyl Cafe. It's pretty great. If your underwater windshield wipers at work, nope. Oh, this is nice heavy rain now. Yeah, for the next 2 days too, I'll stick around the Phoenix metro or just south of it, depending on, you know, how things are looking. I got a pretty late start today too, because both my kids are in theater in their respective middle school and high school, and last minute I needed to be the parent volunteer at my daughter's middle school rehearsal, and that was really fun. And then I needed to drive my high school daughter's friends home. She's only 1 year off from getting her license, and that's going to be glorious. But it's fun to hear her and her friends chatting, so I can't complain. I'll pull off here for a second so you can see the rainfall. Just as I said that, it does slowed down a bit. I'll just stop at the stop sign and then keep going. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous country, Tammy. Just flat out some of the best country. So many different things to see. The real magic's further south, storm-wise. Yeah, I mean, Tammy, I agree with you. This is the best way to wash your car. I mean, I can't, because of all the instrumentation on top of my car, I can't go through a normal car wash. You know, hand washes are expensive, so that's why I have an incentive to get into big downpours. Again, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. If you're just tuning in, I'm going south from Flagstaff to Phoenix on I-17, chasing along these training storms. Looks like the rain right in front of me is looking pretty nice on radar. Should really get it as I'm going down the mountain here. I'm going from 7,000 feet down to about 3 or 4,000 pretty quickly here. Oh, we got some lightning up ahead in the Verde Valley. Just popped up on radar. I saw the flash. Let's see what we can get as we come down the mountain. Love it. Roads are quiet too, which is awesome. Yeah, it started in flag because models earlier were saying it was going to get absolutely walloped. But I think earlier convection in the area kind of baked that cake early. But I was like, well, I have a hotel reservation. I might as well get up there. And then plans changed. Alright, so just up ahead on the road, looks like there's a patch of intensifying rain. Some lightning popping off on radar. Marcy, yeah, Jerome is a cool city. I love Jerome. For those of you who don't know, Jerome is a city that's more or less etched into the mountains of the Verde Valley on the way to Prescott. And it... Oh, lightning! Ha ha ha! It's a old mining town. For those of you who are music fans, it is the home of Maynard James Keenan. Caduceus Cellars is based out of there. Oh. I know people complain about him. Maynard's a jerk. He's always been cool. I've talked to him once or twice. Just doesn't want to be gushed at. I asked him about coffee and he got excited because he's a coffee fanatic. Yeah, this whole area is so cool. You got Arisconti, you got, Montezuma Castle, the Verde River is really pretty, and then obviously Sedona. Like, you got Flagstaff and Sedona right next to each other. That's unbelievable. And the drive, not the freeway drive, but the canyon drive down to Sedona from Flag is amazing. And there's absolutely no way I was going to do it right now. That's just asking for trouble. Alright, if you're just tuning in now, we're getting into intensifying rainstorm that's transitioning to a thunderstorm. Been a couple cracks of lightning, heavy rain. Just training. Oh yeah, Lake Powell is awesome, Marcy. The Canyon Drive it's one of the best drives in America. It really is. Highly recommend if you come to Arizona to do that drive. And then like you can stop along the creek along the way, it's gorgeous. Slide Rock is awesome, my kids love it. Heavy rain. Alright, so if you're tuning in, we're 27 miles north of Camp Verde. Gets a little crazy. When I get to Camp Verde, once the storms pass, is probably where I'll call it a night. It seems like after that, yeah, I won't be able to get to Phoenix in time. But yeah, this cell just east of me is intense. intensifying nicely. Hoping to get a few more cracks of lightning off of it while we drive down the mountain here. It's quite the downhill here. Gosh, if I could, if it were not dark, I'd give you that scenic view, guys. Yeah, I personally think today overperformed. Oh, more lightning to our west, so it looks like some of the storms over Rimrock and Camp Verde are starting to intensify. I should have just based out of Cottonwood for the day. Sorry, I went to my favorite pizza place in Flagstaff, Pizzalita. Wood-fired pizzas, so you know, a softer crust with leoparding. I know I talk about food a lot on here. Pizzalita, Pizzalita, one or the other. For being in English being one of my majors, my pronunciation of things is just often incredibly weird. Fast as I am going 80. But, you know, okay. Down to 6,000 feet of elevation. Yeah, I'm really excited to do some snow chasing up here. I got chains for this car too. Might do the Forester for that too. I've done Tahoe with this car. Thank you everyone for tuning into my mini stream here. It's always nice to see y'all. Yeah, I'm always, in terms of pronunciation, I'm always weird. So I had a couple speech impediments as a kid, so I'm always like thinking through those and like sort of working my way around words is how I trained. And then my mom was Southern, but then we lived in Minnesota for a long time. So everything they say about the accent is true in Fargo, no matter what Minnesotans say. Ears are popping. Oh, I did want to fill you in too. It looks like, so just to lay out the next couple weeks, so I'll be chasing tomorrow and Saturday for reels. Tomorrow is still kind of an open question. If it's going to be a mixed bag day, I might keep it light and then really focus on Saturday. But I'll probably be live. But then I'll be on vacation for the week after that, so I won't be around for Sunday and Monday or Tuesday. However, when I get back from vacation, there are already signals, and it's still far out on the GFS, that there might be a good severe weather outbreak on the Great Plains around October 20th. And if that is the case, I'm going to be out on that. So, NOAA today designated the next 6 months as a La Nina event. And so what that means is typically you get more intense tornado activity in the southeast during the winter months and during the second season. And so that would bear out with what I'm seeing on the GFS right now. Now, it's still early, but I'm pretty encouraged by what I see. And so I'd love to bring you all to the Great Plains once and do a chase there live. Right now it looks like the biggest would be Oklahoma and Kansas. Those chases are always funny because there's like 50 million people there. It's not the regular season though, so hopefully it'll be a little quieter. But then when I get back from vacation, hopefully I'll have a bubble cam ready again. I could have it ready on Saturday if... The biggest thing is there's just some kind of glitch between the software for the camera and OBS where it turns the camera upside down. Oh, big rain now. so much, y'all, for being up right now. Really makes the drive back home so much easier. Gonna get a little more lightning. There we go. Asking you shall receive. I do love this drive. But yeah, if I do a Great Plains tornado chase soon, I'll probably try to meet up with a couple other chasers as well. Try to get some walkies going. That's always fun. I'm gonna try to keep my calendar clear so that anything that fires off in Dixie during the winter, I can get on as well. Harder to get out there during the holiday season just because I have a lot of kid events. Which, I mean, there's always going to be storms. They're not going to be 14 forever, so that takes priority. So far, so good. I've been under 5% drop frames. Woo! Yeah, thank you again. I'm live to really stress test the stream. Make sure we're good to go for Friday and Saturday. So, you know, if you need to dip off and get some sleep before the big events, totally understand. Pretty wild though, the HRRR at 0Z. And again, this is very far in the future. You know, like, you can't really forecast, you know, like, count on anything. But it had a supercell with a Tor sounding right over, like, my North Scottsdale neighborhood for Saturday. I'm like, I don't think that's gonna verify, but I wouldn't be surprised if, based on those kind of soundings from the HRRR, we get a 2% hatch risk. Again, that's just my opinion. Don't take that as fact. Let's just see if I'm wrong. Marcy, which storm are you talking about? The one down by you, or say the one I'm in is... Oh, wait, are you saying the one on Saturday? Alright, we are getting some cooling on the road here already, so I'm going to get into the left lane, which is a little higher elevation. Take it nice and slow. Brights on. Yeah, Saturday. Absolutely. Sorry, I thought for a moment you said you meant the storm I was in. I was like, I double checked to make sure I wasn't missing anything. Yeah, totally, Mercy. I think Saturday is a real wild card day. Basically, the desert's becoming a subtropical environment for a very short window. So all bets are off. You're not going to get like Enderlin, but you get a brief one somewhere. I was talking with our Michael Blinsky and I were laughing on Twitter because we both missed the one tornado, what, 2 weeks ago? It was very brief. We were on opposite ends of the metro. Gotta get pretty lucky to get them. Alright, you know, even the freeway here, you can definitely see pooling happening. That's why you gotta take it pretty carefully. This is the time to stay off back roads. So my next stop is going to be the nice Loves at the end of it. Actually, it looks like the rain is going to clear up pretty quick where I am. I can't emphasize enough how quickly things can flood in wash areas, burn scars. A very dangerous situation very quickly. Yeah, Marcy, it looks big. I did see, and it's back and forth, I did see some of the estimates came down a little bit in the Tucson area, which I mean is good. We need the rain. There's a perfect example of a puddle. But yeah, it's still going to be a crazy amount of rain. And over multiple days. So like, you know, even if it's like this level of intensity, which, you know, it's already flooding up the roads. Now imagine just 4 straight days of this, 5 straight days. Like the ground is just saturated. Taking this slow because there are quite a lot of puddles even on the freeway right now. So up ahead is a Loves. Pull into that. Wow, that car just went through a huge puddle. it has me worried about Saturday. So, like, today and tomorrow, you know, like, there's the moisture, but the lapse rates are not very good. I haven't looked at tomorrow as much, but today they weren't, so you're not getting, like, the severe storms. You're getting a lot of rain, obviously. But Saturday has a lot more ceiling, and last I checked, better lapse rates. And so that's where I think you're going to see a real potential for some big storms. Yeah, Timmy, I think Tucson's going to get a lot of rain in the next couple of days, and possibly some pretty strong to severe storms, especially on Saturday. I haven't looked as much at Friday for Tucson. Not gonna lie, just because, you know, my neck of the woods, like literally my neighborhood, looks to be a bit under the target as of right now. So I'm gonna try to stick close to home. And Tucson might get pretty heavy flooding in some areas. As we saw in the live stream a couple weeks ago or a month ago, you know, one good downburst in the desert of Tucson can create so many problems. So much rain. Alright, so I'm just passing the casino on I-17 here north of Camp Verde. Great coffee shop in Payson, Common Grounds. I always stop there on my way to, if I'm going on a chase to the Great Plains, I always stop in Common Grounds first thing. It's my little tradition. But family goes up there all the time to hike. It's really great. National Forest. Well, folks, I do actually, I think I need to use the facilities and then call my wife and stuff. So I think I'm probably going to wrap it up for the night. It was a pretty chilled chase day today, or evening. But thanks for, here, I'll turn around. Let me do this. Just reading your comments here. Tucson's gonna get nailed. Yep. Alright, yeah, I think I'm going to call it an evening. I know I was just on here for a little bit, but I'm going to get back to Scottsdale and rest up and be ready for a full-on live stream tomorrow and Saturday. But thanks for being the faithful, coming in late at night here. It was nice to have some company, especially after that incident. That was wild. Or I'll check email, Marcy, as soon as I get off here. So, all right. Well, thank you so much, guys, and you have a wonderful night. Get some sleep. It's going to be a crazy weekend, and can't wait to share it with you. Have a good night.